got cold fast. We were cutting wood. I was milling up some lumber yesterday up at the property there. Boy, it got cold fast as soon as the sun went down.
It did.
Okay, so here, hop up there. Look at how he has his trailer set up, everybody. This is Glenn Welch from Biteharder. We see him at the Toronto show and the Syracuse show all the time. Glenn just rolled into town.
Good to be here.
Yeah. Well, it's nice to get a call from the people we work with and check out all their products all the time. And you're rolling through, and you're just in time for all the ice and the nasty weather. So you're up north.
Yeah, we're up in Aurelia for a few days.
Yeah.
Came over to Ottawa. Great place you guys have here.
Yeah, it is nice. It is nice. But you're going to show us some of your stuff. Now, you got a couple of Yammies in here. What kind of sleds you got?
Got a 2013 Apex and a 2015 Viper.
So you have your choice, and it's just you driving them.
That's it.
How do you drive two at once? I have a whole bunch of snowmobiles. I cannot drive more than one at once.
I get my leg tied over both.
You do both? Yeah. I just can't believe you said this trailer is 12 years old.
Yes.
That's nuts. Yes. It's in good shape. So we're helping you get some stuff out of here. We're going to give some stuff away, right?
We are.
We're going to give some stuff away, and you're going to show us a bunch of your products and educate us on a bunch of different things, because we all like to learn things. We haven't had a good season here, Glenn, admittedly. We have about, if we're lucky, hopefully a month and a half of sledding left, if we can really get it. But we just keep getting rain. It's weird.
It's been all over the place, so it's not just here.
Yeah, yeah. Now, back home. Now, you're from New Hampshire.
Yes.
What's it like in New Hampshire right now?
We just, we were 55 degrees Fahrenheit yesterday with rain. No snow on the ground anymore.
No, eh?
Nope.
Yeah. Well.
It's been a terrible season for us. They never officially opened the trails.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Well, there's just only pockets around here that have been open. It hasn't been good, you know. But there's still time. There's still time. You know, the one thing about about snowmobilers, they're diehards.
Yeah.
They're dedicated. And one thing I've noticed, there's a lot of trucks on the road, trailers. They're driving to where they can find it. You can find it north of here, up by Mattawa.
Absolutely.
It's good up there. But let's go inside and check out some stuff. Glenn has all his bag of tricks. So come on around here, Glenn. There's always more to this than just a guy showing his products. We like to dig a little deeper than that. And I didn't even know this, but okay, tell us about your past. Like the Biteharder tools, yeah, okay, you're a snowmobiler. We'll talk about why you started, you know, why you created these tools, but what's your background?
My background is mechanical engineering. I bought a small manufacturing company in New Hampshire about 26 years ago. We've grown it into a very high-tech CNC machining company. Does a lot of work in the automotive and aerospace industries. We make a lot of products for Pratt & Whitney, General Electric, Rolls-Royce, just about all the engine manufacturers.
There's turbine engines.
Yep.
We know a little bit about turbine engines.
And the chassis and so forth,
yep,
for Boeing and I mean Airbus, you name it, we're manufacturing parts for it.
No kidding.
Yeah.
So you know a little bit of, like this, putting together a tool like this. You know, all it took really was the idea up here, and then you could easily implement that.
Well, a lot of the materials that we cut, we use carbide inserts to cut them, and the way we sharpen the carbide inserts is with diamond impregnated wheels. And it was probably 4 or 5 years ago that I had a little bit of an accident. I hit some ice going around a corner. My carbides were dull, and I said, there's got to be an easy way to sharpen these things. So putting 2 and 2 together, I said, let's come up with a diamond-coated carbide sharpening wheel, which we did. We prototyped it, we tested it, it worked fantastic. We put a patent on it, put it out in the market, and it's taken off. It's been a great success. And you know, the key thing for us is safety, number one, and performance, number two. Your snowmobile is designed and engineered to be ridden with sharp carbides. They come from the manufacturer with sharp carbides on them. If they're not sharp, you're missing all the performance that snowmobile has to offer.
You don't turn.
Exactly.
You don't turn.
Exactly.
It's unsafe.
And when you get into a situation where you need sharp carbides, whether it's an emergency stopping, emergency avoidance, whatever it may be, it's great to know that you've got the ability to turn on whatever it is you're on and get around. Yeah. It's also nice when you pull into the gas pumps to be able to steer on the pavement and the asphalt as well.
That's right. You know, we've all bought used sleds. I've bought probably more than the average person, and everyone I get has their carbide runners are just worn right out. They don't look after them. A lot of guys I talk to just say, I just buy new runners every 5 years. Well, it doesn't work that way, you know.
The Biteharder tools are designed with the understanding that it's a maintenance tool. You want to keep your carbides continually sharp. They're not designed to bring back a set of carbides from the grave. We do sell two different types of tools, our standard series tools and our professional series tools. The standard series tools are portable. They're able to be used in a cordless drill, a corded drill, something very simple, and keep your carbide sharp. Keep them sharp, sharpen them up every 300 or 400 kilometers. The professional series tools are designed to sharpen up maybe a set of carbide that's a little more worn. People that are buying these are families with 5 or 6 snowmobiles. They have kids that ride. They need to do it more frequently. Also repair shops. Repair shops buy them, and they can provide their customers with a service and say, hey, if you've got good carbides left, but they're not sharp, why buy a new pair of carbide runners? We can sharpen them up for you.
Yeah, well, I mean, diamond is still a wear item. It's going to wear down eventually too, right?
Correct.
So you own this big company making parts for aircraft, engines and aircraft bodies, and now I see you're out driving around doing all the fun stuff, doing the snowmobiling and moving your product here.
Yeah, it's a little break from doing the other stuff. We have a good time with it.
Well, that's the key, right? You got to have fun, especially when you're passionate about your product, especially when you design the product yourself. That's really cool.
Right.
You know, when you come up with the idea and you implement it. And I've said this before in the past, that there are a lot of people out there who come up with a lot of good ideas, but that's as far as they go. They never take it that extra step, and that's the implementation, and then they got to get it out there to the market.
The nice thing about us is we have in-house design capabilities. We have in-house manufacturing capabilities. Having a manufacturing company that can machine is a great sandbox for developing a product like this, designing a product like this, bringing it to market, and being able to manufacture it. Made in North America.
Yeah, made in North America. You don't have to farm it out to some country somewhere.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, how long would it take you to punch one of these out? Just curious.
It doesn't take that long to machine the product, and then we have to have the diamond coating put on and the laser engraving and so forth. And then there's the packaging involved and so forth. As far as machining the product goes, CNC equipment nowadays, it's so great, it's so fast. You can turn something up like that in 4 or 5 minutes. It's pretty quick.
But you have to buy the CNC equipment.
You got to buy the CNC equipment.
That's not so cheap.
That's not so cheap.
It takes a long time to build that capital.
Exactly.
Yeah, right on. So you're going to show us some different tools today. And you're going to explain a few different things. I've talked about it before, the carbide sharpening tool. I've showed people how to do it, what kind of skis. But you have your stud sharpening tool as well, and you have your portable grinder.
Yep, we're going to show it all.
We're going to show it all,
Yep.
and then we're going to give some stuff away at the end.
Absolutely.
That sounds pretty cool.
This is a professional series tool. We're mounting it into a die grinder, pneumatic die grinder. I'll leave that on the table, and this is...
Now, hold on. Do these diamonds cost a lot? These are real diamonds.
They are.
They're like out of the ground, little chips of diamonds.
Nope, these are
No?
manufactured diamonds.
These
These
are
diamonds are grown in a lab, believe it or not.
They are.
Yes. They are, there's all different grades, all different styles. There's different types of bonding material as well. The higher the quality diamond, the longer the life. The lower the quality diamond, the shorter the life. Depending on, like our standard series portable tool, which is mounted in this drill right here, this is a lower quality diamond, but it's designed to be that way because this is a lower cost product. Again, you're not using it to as aggressively as you would be a professional series tool. You're designed just to keep your edge sharp, which doesn't take a lot out of the diamond. With this tool right here, you're going to get somewhere between 40 and 50 sharpenings, depending on how frequently you use it. I have one right now in my toolkit. I've got over 80 sharpenings on, and it still looks brand new. So it depends on how you use it, how much life you're going to get out of it, and how long it's going to last. The professional series tool, which is in the pneumatic die grinder, has a higher quality diamond on it. It has a higher quality bonding material on it. Costs more money, but this is going to give you 200 to 250 sharpenings, and it's going to last a lot longer. So when you start doing the math, it actually works out. This is the better tool for the money as far as longevity and number of sharpenings. This is a better tool as far as portability and being able to take it with you. And then, of course, we'll talk about the 12-volt carbide grinder that we developed a little bit later on.
It would be nice to go to your facility and see how you actually make these.
I would love to have you down.
So do you get like a big box of diamond?
Actually, we don't do the diamonds at our facility.
Okay.
We are not specialists. We're in diamond coating.
Okay.
We're specialists in machining. So we send it out to somebody that really knows what they're doing in diamond coating. Yeah. We don't want to pretend to do something that we're not experts in. So better to leave that to the people that know how to do it.
Yeah, very good.
Yep.
Okay. So this is off my brand new Polaris. I have exactly 100 miles on this when I took it off and put my other skis on. I just broke the sled in. So that's the wear on this.
So for using this as a good example, and again, you do not need to take your carbides or the ski off of the sled to be able to do this. This is designed to be done on the sled, in the field, in your garage, very easily, very quickly.
Flip it up on its side and you can do it.
Exactly. What you do is you take your tool, put it in your drill. Any cordless drill will work. Most cordless drills work between 1,000 and 2,000 RPMs. That's what this tool is designed to work at. Very easy. Safety glass is a must. Basically, get the tool spinning, bring it into the carbide. And you're sharp.
Yeah, that is sharp.
You can see the carbide that came off of the tool.
Now, okay, well, tell us about this then. What are the hardest materials known really to man, like that we use on a regular basis?
Diamonds are pretty much the hardest substance on Earth. Carbide is second hardest. Obviously, you have to have something harder to cut carbide. Carbide is manufactured under a high heat and pressure process. It's actually a powder. It's formed under that high heat and pressure. When you cut carbide, you want to cut it using diamonds in a grinding manner. It'll come off in a powder. Unlike a steel, a stainless steel, an alloy steel, and aluminum, which will come off in a chip form, that's typically a drawn material where it's melted, drawn out of a furnace. Carbide is a pressed material under high heat and pressure. It's a very hard material. It's used for a lot of applications. The carbide that you have on the runners on your skis is not the highest quality carbide. The carbide that you would have to machine metal and so forth for machine tools is a higher quality carbide. But diamonds will cut either one of them, and diamonds are a very hard substance. And again, these diamonds are not natural diamonds. These are diamonds that are manufactured and grown in a lab. And again, there are different quality diamonds. Some are better than others. We buy a very high quality diamond for our professional series tools. We buy a lower quality diamond for our standard series tools. But for the job it does on this, it does a fantastic job.
It certainly does. Now I noticed that it doesn't, right in the very, because that tool, well, that's what keeps it from burning down the whole way. Like it doesn't get the very edge of it knife sharp.
We call that our advant edge. One of the things that we found for testing purposes is that the very bottom of that tool, you're going to see a groove where there's no diamonds. That groove is exactly 1 millimeter wide by 1 millimeter tall. When you're sharpening those carbides, it's going to leave a 1 millimeter wide by 1 millimeter tall groove on there, just like a little hockey skate blade. That hockey skate blade, if you will, or that edge on that carbide works phenomenal in the hard packed surfaces. It works on ice, it works on asphalt, it works on hard packed snow, almost better than a V configuration. A V configuration will wear out almost instantly. A V configuration is like sharpening a pencil. Once you sharpen that pencil, you start writing with it, it gets dull. You ride with the V configuration on a new set of carbides, it wears pretty fast. Our advant edge, which is that 1 millimeter by 1 millimeter, will let you ride 300-400 kilometers without even having to resharpen that edge. So what we're working with now is our professional series carbide runner sharpener. We've got it in a pneumatic die grinder.
So now when you say Pro Series, this would be used for shops and people who do lots of sleds.
Yes, yes. Or somebody that wants to step up and buy a tool that's going to probably last them the next 5 or 10 years.
Okay.
If they've got the capabilities, they want to do it in their garage, they have a compressor. There is a lot of different ways to purchase die grinders. Pneumatic die grinders are one way. There's also electric die grinders. This is an electric die grinder right here. This will give you pretty much the same type of RPM that you need to run this tool.
What kind of RPM do you need for that?
What you need is 10,000 RPMs or greater is what we let people know. Again, for the cordless drill, 1,000 to 2,000 RPMs, this tool is designed to run at 10,000 RPMs or greater, which you're really only going to get out of a die grinder. You're not going to be able to get that out of a drill.
This would be a great marketing tool for a dealership or a shop that works on sleds.
Yes.
When somebody comes in to have their sled worked on, if they just, did it for free, they just said, you know what, we just sharpen up your carbides while you're in there.
Exactly.
It's a very minimal cost for something that people would really appreciate.
And we have customers that say, hey, for $20 we can sharpen your carbides rather than put for $200 a new set of carbides on there.
There you go.
It's a great service. If you have a set of carbides that are dull, but there's plenty of carbide left on them, this is a great tool to be able to sharpen and bring the carbide back. Get a close look at that carbide right there before we sharpen it.
That's round. So with your other tool, would you tackle that?
We wouldn't, because what it would do is it would take most of the life out of that tool. Yeah. And again, we want to use that just for touching them up and keeping
Like that. That's toast. Well,
right.
I would think it is anyway.
So what we're going to do now is, and you get your safety glasses.
Yep.
So we put our edge right back on that carbide.
That's hilarious. That worked awesome. I've never used that one. I've tried the other one. I have not used that one. That did an amazing job. It's hard to see, right?
It is hard to see, but
Because it's
you can tell.
In no time. Funny color sparks coming off that, really dark orange, right?
Yeah, they're kind of cool. It just shows you the diamond's working on the carbide itself,
Yeah.
and taking it right down.
Wow.
Again, it's quick. It doesn't take a lot of time to do. Very easy to do. If you do have a shop application or you do have a lot of sleds, it's a real simple way to do it. Again, you need the setup for a pneumatic die grinder.
Right.
You need a compressor, or again, if you pick up an electric.
You can't hook that up to a Dremel.
You can't hook it up to a Dremel tool.
No.
This right here is a tool made by RotoZip. They're the people that make the drywall
Yes.
tools that cut the drywall.
Yep.
I can show you how this works. Works pretty much the same as the
Do you want to do this one, or
other tools.
I got this old beater off the VK.
This one is going to work pretty much the same way. These tools actually run very fast. I'll leave it on.
Those diamonds are an amazing thing. Wow.
The way our carbide stud sharpener works is it actually works off, it's a two-stage process that works off the same tool. What we're going to do first is we're going to expose the host material that's around the carbide tip. That carbide tip is just a small piece of carbide that goes into a hole. It's brazed into that hole. So there's a lot of carbide in there. One of the things that we're very careful with when we sharpen a carbide stud is we want to make sure that we don't shorten the length of the carbide stud. We want to keep it the appropriate length so that it, again, sticks out past the paddles on the track. Once the carbide tip hits that groove, it doesn't let the carbide go down any further. So we're going to expose the host material, then we're going to go in and blend it. And I'll show you how that two-stage process works.
So most people, when they're using, when they have studs on their machine and they get like this, now they're thinking that they're garbage and now they need to replace their studs, right?
Yep.
So
you're looking at under 10 cents a stud to sharpen with this tool.
that sounds pretty good.
So I'm just going to have you, we're going to have some stuff flying this way, so you're just going to want to make sure you stand back a little bit. So what we've done there is, as you can see, we have exposed the carbide shank that's in there by removing the host material. You can see that carbide tip sticking out of there. And in the second stage, all we're going to do is we're going to blend the carbide to the host material so it looks like a new carbide.
Jeez, you think it's almost ready to go right now, Glenn?
There you have it.
Okay, so yeah, so what about those guys looking for a 30-degree or a 60-degree?
We sharpen at 60 degrees right now. That's what our standard tool does. But we're willing to work with any of the racing teams out there and so forth and provide them with a specific tool if they have a need.
You're a trail rider.
Yeah.
Right? And how many miles do you put on yours before you sharpen your studs?
I probably put, with the tool now available to me, I'll probably put a couple thousand miles on my sled before I'll go in and resharpen. Studs, for me, are a safety device. I don't use them for running my friends on the back lake. I use them mostly for stopping. If I come into an emergency situation and I've got ice underneath me and I want to hit the brake, I know I want to stop. So it's important for me to have sharp studs. Once they wear down and there is no tip left on them, carbide tip left on them, they're not as effective. That stud right there, the way it's sharpened is actually a better stud than what you're going to get from the factory when you buy them new. When you buy them new from the factory, all you get is just a little tip that sticks up out of the end of the stud.
It almost looks like a tip out of a flange or a...
Correct.
It doesn't look near as effective. But I guess what I'm getting, my point is that, you know, if you're a trail rider, you're not doing this after every trail ride.
No.
But if you're a racer, a hardcore dedicated racer guy, you're probably going to, you know, some of those, they get a little crazy about their sleds and their stuff. They might want to be all over that.
It's a very fast, very effective way to sharpen up your studs. I can do a stud track with 96 studs in it in about a half an hour.
Okay. And that's, there's no differentiation between this, like this is the Pro Tool.
Correct.
It's got the same diamond and
same high quality diamond, same high quality bonding material.
Ah, okay. What are our retail on these?
The stud sharpener, the Pro Series stud sharpener retails for $149.95. The Professional Series carbide runner sharpener retails for $184.95. And then the Standard Series tool is $64.95.
Okay, that's all U.S.?
All U.S.
Now, what about distribution here in Canada?
We work with a couple of distributors in Canada. The best thing to do is, if they don't have it at your local store, you can order it online through our website. We actually hold the same price on our website. In Canada, in the retail stores, they are a little more expensive, but that's because of cost to get them across the border and shipping and so forth. If you buy them on our website, we do have a special price, or the same price that we sell them in the U.S. for, but we have a special price for shipping to Canada. It's $14 to ship it to Canada and $5 to ship it in the U.S.
Okay. And how much is your grinding tool? I want to your 12-volt grinding tool. We have to show everybody this.
Yes, the 12-volt grinding tool is a fantastic product. That is $129.95. It's a very simple tool that we put together. One of the things that we were concerned about was the fact that a lot of times when people that go out on the trail, they go overnight, we don't want them to have to carry something this size. And what you're carrying is a battery charger.
A lithium battery that's not going to last very long.
Not going to last very long. You're carrying a handle, and really what you only need is this portion right here. So what we did is we worked with a leading manufacturer to come up with a 12-volt motor that's direct drive, that's mounted in this all aluminum machined housing. The connector plug, and there's an extension cord in here, the connector plug is the exact same plug that you would have on your sled for your trickle charger.
That's right.
Everybody puts a trickle charger on their sled to keep their battery fresh over the summer. Plug it in, trickle charges. We provide you with that cord that attaches to your battery. You can use the same cord for your trickle
Incidentally, the PowerModz 12-volt phone charger we just installed has that exact same plug. And that's very similar to just about every plug on a Polaris.
It's a very universal cord.
Yep.
Basically, what you want to do is you want to take your sled, get it up on its side, use your side support pole to support your sled. I keep my sharpening kit right in the back here.
No kidding.
So I've got my trickle charger plug in the back here. We plug that in.
You want to make sure that's off before you plug it in.
Correct.
See, I figured that out. Safety first, Glenn. There's a lot of torque in that engine, I noticed. And it's pretty good. Or motor, I should say. It's not an engine.
That's all you need to do. Tip it over to the other side, back it up, ready to go.
So, do all your friends have one of these tools?
They do.
I bet they do.
They do. I think I'm going to sharpen all theirs. No,
Yeah.
They got to do their own. Our products are sharpening carbides and sharpening studs. What we want to do is we also want to make accessories to help people facilitate that process. And by coming up with products like this, like the side support pole, it makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
A lot easier.
Well, let's lay this down. I'm going to see if I can flip it on its side first, and then we'll go in and we'll give something away. Right? Oh. Okay, one. Oh yeah, no problem. Who said these are heavy? No, they're not. You got this. You have the suspension set up on this pretty nicely. Love. Okay, so it's giveaway time. So we have this shirt, or we have a shirt. It's a 2XL. It's a Biteharder shirt. They're really nice shirts.
Why don't we give away? We'll give away one of the tool. All three of the tools.
All three of the tools. So that's a stud sharpener, the Pro Series, and your regular sharpening tool.
And we'll give away a side support pole, which we'll demonstrate outside.
Yeah, they work really well. I thought they were, I shouldn't say gimmicky, but you know how there's a lot of things out there that people get, this is gonna work really good on your, but it really does work great because every snowmobile is different. I have some that are this high on the handlebars and some that are right down there.
Yep.
And I have a block of wood that works on some of them, but this works on every one of them. And I do use it all the time. I use it in video. It works awesome. It really does.
In addition to our 12-volt carbide grinder, which was a new accessory for this year, we came up with another accessory that's been a really big seller. We call it our side support pole. It's a very simple product. Everybody always has trouble holding their snowmobile on its side. You get your friend to come over and hold it on its side so you can check the track out, maybe kick some snow or ice off, make some suspension adjustments. Your buddy's wiggling it back and forth. This lets you do it all on your own. Very simple in concept. It has a universal handlebar adapter up here. This will mount in your riser. This will mount in your crossbar. Has many different places it can mount. It also has a clamp, which is adjustable. You can allows you to adjust the length of the pole, whichever length you want to have it. You can tighten the clamp up depending on how much weight you're holding. Down at the bottom, we have a snow basket if you want to use it outside in the snow, so it can go into some of the powder. We have a rubber boot, which is great for working on the garage floor. And if you're out in some hard pack or ice, you can simply pop the rubber boot off, and this will work in the hard pack and the ice. If you don't want the snow basket on there, because you're working in the shop,
Pop it off.
you take the snow basket.
And it really does work.
It's a great
My
tool.
son, before I got one of these, whenever I would hold the sled on its side, because I had to do something, I'd say, hold the sled. And he didn't understand where that sweet spot is.
Yes.
You know, it's got to be in the sweet spot. If not, there's 300 pounds on this side or 300 pounds coming this way or whatever the weight is. And, you know, it'd end up falling over on him or whatever. This really does work
This will
well.
let you hold the sled right on its side, 90 degrees if you want.
Yep. No, I know. It does work well. So we're going to give this away. We're going to give all this stuff away. It's going to be very easy. First, we have to thank Glenn. Thank you, Glenn, for the
My
giveaway.
pleasure. Let me come out.
Oh yeah,
Spend the day with you.
Oh my God, it's always good to have you around and talk about cool stuff. I like talking about the products, but I also like finding more out about the guys and everything behind all of this, because we're all passionate about the industry. We're all passionate about our sleds and riding, and for the most part, almost 99.9% of the time, you know, a snowmobiler can pull up and talk to another snowmobiler just like we're best friends.
Absolutely.
Okay, and all you have to do for a chance to win one of these is just like this video and put a comment in it. A nice positive comment. So you're like, thanks, Glenn. That sounds good. We'll do that. Thanks, Glenn. And you'll have a chance to win these. Not all together, but I'm going to give some of these out to each, to some lucky winners. Because that's how we roll here.
Good luck.
How many hours to get home?
From here, it'll probably be 7 hours.
Yeah.
Back to New Hampshire.
How many miles you put on your sled this year?
I've got about 1,800 so far.
Oh, that's
so
pretty
not
good.
too bad for
That's
a
not too
season
bad.
with limited snow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, anybody who's really into snowmobiling drives for it in weather like this.
Exactly.
You know, you got to drive for it.
Go where you gotta go.
Yep. Okay, well, let's go. We'll help you pack up.
Thank you.